My name is Grayson Patton, and today I will be doing a speech about the history of Queen. And so we're going to play a guessing game. I'm going to have every single one of y'all guess the song by Queen. So we'll start with you, Sophia.
Thursday.
Okay, Nicole.
Purple Rain.
What about you?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh!
You?
Wow.
I don't know.
Zoe.
So I'm the champion. Is it?
We are the champ?
Yeah,
We
we're
are
the
the
champions. Nina.
The style one. We will rock you.
Yeah.
Oh, you got mine.
Mom.
Golly. That's one blank.
You want to skip?
Yeah, I had a good one too, and I forgot.
Nana took mine. I was
Dylan
gonna
Bites the Dust.
Yeah.
do, Nana got mine. I was going to do We Will Rock.
Okay. So I think maybe like 5 of y'all got the right songs. So we're gonna head right into this. So let's start by learning the members of the band. So the first one is Freddie Mercury. He was the lead singer and he was born September 5th, 1946. The next one is Roger Taylor. He was a drummer of Queen and he was born July 26, 1949. And then it was Brian May was the next one. He was a lead guitarist and he was born July 19th, 1947. And then the last one was John Deacon. He was a bass guitarist and he was born on August 19th, 1951. And so you're probably wondering, how did Queen become a band? So if you're talking technical terms, it technically started in 1967 when Brian May and Roger Taylor were in a band called Smiles with Tim Stoffel. But in 1971, Tim Stoffel left and created a new band. And so that's when Freddie Mercury came in and they created a band called Queen. And a few months later, that's when John Deacon began and joined us. Okay, so we're going to go with the major events, whether it's their songs or concerts or anything like that. We're going to go starting from their 1967 to 2018. So they played the first time as a band on April 9th, 1973. And on November 12th, 1973, Queen were the opening act for the band called The Hoople. And 4 months later, on March 1st, 1974, Queen started their first headlining tour together. And then on November 29th, 1975, Bohemian Rhapsody hit number 1 in the UK and stayed there for 9 weeks straight. And then the release of We Are the Champions and We Will Rock You were released on July 10th, 1977. And on October 4th, 1980, Another One Bites the Dust goes number 1 in America and stays for 3 weeks straight as well. And then Queen releases their song with David Bowie, Under Pressure, on November 21st, 1981. And on September 15th, 1982, they played their last American tour with Mercury before he died 9 years later. And Queen played Live Aid on July 13th, 1985, where they actually raised $1 million when they came on stage to play. And Queen played their last concert at all with Mercury on August 19th, 1986, before he died 5 years later. And Mercury announced that he has AIDS and calls for help for fighting the disease on November 23rd, 1991. And then he actually died November 24th, 1991, a day later after announcing it. On December 1st, 1991, Bohemian Rhapsody went back to number 1 in remembering Freddie Mercury and everything that he achieved as a singer with the band Queen. And the remaining members of Queen had a concert called Concert for Life and to raise awareness for AIDS. And then Queen's greatest hit album was declared the most popular band album in Britain on November 16, 2006. And Queen's biopic that actually was produced by Brian May and Roger Taylor released on November 2nd, 2018 and actually won 4 different Oscars for the movie. So you're probably wondering what the band life was after Mercury's death. And Taylor and Brian May actually went on producing music after his death and released albums that they were not able to release before his death because of his disease. And they're actually just on tour now with Adam Lambert. John Deacon actually quit the band. And in an interview, Taylor said that there were several reasons that he quit the band. He described Deacon as very fragile, and he kind of freaked out and kind of just didn't want to be in the band anymore because to him, Freddie Mercury was irreplaceable and it just wasn't going to be the same for him. And after he quit the band, he retired completely from the public eye, from music business, and from social contact. Taylor also said that he hasn't heard a word from Deacon to this day. He prefers to keep everything in private, so he raises 6 kids. So we're going to go over a little fun facts about Queen. So Queen's collaboration wasn't actually planned with Bowie. Bowie just happened to walk by the studio while they were playing the song, and they kind of just asked him to join. Queen were given the 2,207th star of the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2002. And Freddie wanted to fix his overbite, but he was actually afraid that the operation would ruin his voice and would change how he sounded, and he kind of liked how his voice was able to hit different notes. And Brian now has a PhD in astrophysics, so he's very into that kind of stuff, and he actually posts a lot on his Instagram. And since Deacon was a trained electronics engineer, he would actually build some of the band equipment himself, even the DP amp that they called. Their song, I Want It All, is actually inspired by Brian May's wife. And there's a long story to him, but pretty much his wife wanted everything, so they just kind of made that song as their theme song for the band. And Brian May actually made 2 of his guitars by himself. Now, there's obviously so much more accomplishments that Queen have made, but I can't just stand here and name them all because it would go on and on and on. And so I hope you all are able to pick up some valuable information, and thank you all very much for coming. Okay.
How long was that?